DPS, defense-based champion that also heals our entire team and puts up some debuffs. Really good debuffs. Stu here with Raid Shadow Legends to go over GRUSH the Mangler, your 240-day login champion. He is a DPS, AoE healer, can put up leech like crazy on his A1, and then put up all these regens on his A3 after he does a mass amount of damage. Doing damage based off of defense so he can survive like crazy. Let's just roll it. This is Faction Wars 21, going through with 4 epics and 1 rare bellower. Everything that he can do, and plus I'm going to show you at the end of this why he's a pure DPS champion, how I have him built, and that he will still survive. He will be hit, no problem, and still survive. DPS champions or defense champions are the best. Right here, attack one enemy, has a 75% chance to place a leech for 2 turns. This is a legendary base type skill, because whenever you can apply something at this high of a rate for 2 turns, that's usually what you see on a legendary. His A2 attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance to apply decrease attack or a decreased critical damage. It's either or. If he always placed a decreased attack, it would be too overpowered. But it could be either one. So every time he does it, it's a roll the dice, 50% chance to either do decreased attack or decreased critical damage. The A3 here attacks all enemies again based off of defense, will always put up the 15% continuous heal. If you crit on any of the enemies, he will put up the 7.5% additional as well. Then he's got an aura in here for faction crips of 30%. So they're kind of giving us these champions that are amazing whenever we do the login rewards. And look at his stats. We've got HP, we've got a really high defense. We're not too worried about that speed there, but he's got everything we need. We're not trying to bring him into arena. You could bring him into arena as long as you build him how I have him built right now. We do have critical damage gloves, critical damage neck, defense chest piece, and I'm still running about 4,000 defense. And we are doing some damage. And we're keeping everybody alive. It's insane. We're going to jump forward. This is taking a little bit longer than when I run him with all my legendaries, my 2 biggins, and my War Mother. We'll just jump so you can see the insanity that happens at the end of this. With the boss here, it is completely insane with the amount of debuffs that are going on and all the heals we need. We'll jump forward a little bit more. There we go. So whenever you attack this boss, you get a burn. We need the heals. Without GRUSH in here, I could not do auto on Faction Wars 21. It just was not happening for me. I did not have the sustainability to be able to keep it up, to keep fighting, even with all my legendary champions. I needed something else in there. Although I am using GRP Tuck along with him with all my legendaries, and GRP Tuck is actually working out really well right now. So if you have GRP Tuck and you have GRUSH, use GRUSH. GRUSH is an amazing champion, especially if you're trying to progress through the game. And in in-game, all in-game players will tell you that they're using him in Faction Wars 21 as well. But definitely, if you're trying to get progression in this game and you have Sile the Drakes and you have GRUSH, those two together can pretty much do anything. And I'm going to show you those two along with Stagnite so we can get the decreased defense. And we're going to see the kind of damage that GRUSH can do on Ice Golem 20. Those 3 are going to complete Ice Golem 20 so easily, and he's going to do so much damage. It's pretty wild. Definitely wild. So here at the end, you can see that everybody gets on fire really often. We've got the counter attack. We've got the ally protect, which helps as well. Obviously, Skull Crusher helps out a lot here in certain situations if you're not bringing in. The thing is, like, if you could bring in a lot of defense-based champions that do good damage, we have Shatterbones in here as well, and we have a Man-Eater that I use in my Unkillable Clan Boss team, so I just threw him in here. I didn't even make sure I have no accuracy banner on my Man-Eater. So my Man-Eater's A2 probably is not dropping down the turn meter. It never did before, so I doubt it is now. He's got no accuracy really on him. I just have him in here to apply the debuffs and to help out a little bit wherever he can. Block the debuffs and to put up the unkillable, but you don't have to have that. So if you have other champions you want to use as far as DPS, Shatterbones is a great person to use. You can come in here and do this. You can really get this complete. I don't know about with all rares. I've never tried it. I don't have that many Ogre and Tribe all rares to do that, but let's go forward. So you see here, took a while on full auto though. So I could get up, go make a sandwich, do whatever I want to do, and come back and we got it beat. Completely full auto. We didn't have to worry about anything else. I'll show you the gear I've got on him at the end, of course. Over here is, we've got the War Mama, we've got Biggins, GRP Tuck, and then we have also GRUSH in here. Now again, I could never do this. I couldn't do this without GRUSH. I had to have, look at these regens, and then he's putting up that leech. You see that leech on that A1? So whenever we do damage to that champion, we're healing back 18% now. If you have War Master, it's going to heal back off that War Master proc, and you no longer have to have lifesteal. It's insane. Ghrush is so good. If you want to use him in your clan boss team, put him in your clan boss team. You will no longer need to have lifesteal gear on anybody on your team, as long as they're coming in there and they're rocking Giant Slayer or War Master to be able to get those procs and heal your people back. You do not need lifesteal anymore. This guy is so good, and he will have it up with that kind of a percentage base. 75%, we can go with 5% additional on Sniper, the support mastery, to make it 80% if you wanted to. We can even extend it in the support mastery at a 30% chance to extend it for 3 turns instead of 2. Okay, let's get out of here. We can see we beat this too, but it's insane, right? We've got all these debuffs going up all over us. But we've got Tuck in here, and we also have Ghrush keeping us alive with that leech that he puts up. And I really like that he puts the leech up first on the A1. It's just a little bit of extra. It's not that big of a deal, but he actually puts it up before he even attacks on that A1. So if he needed a little bit of life, he could get it. We are at Ice Golem 20. We're going to go in with just our Ghrush. We're going to bring in Stag Knight and Silage Drakes. Now, these are great champions. Amazing champions, I will admit. But the main purpose is to see what kind of damage he can do. We're going to get that decreased defense. Now, look at this. Here we go. 46,000s all across the board. 35,000s all across the board. AoE. We're going to get this A1 hit of 48,000. It's going to get better later on. He's going to hit for more. We're going to see some hard hits in there. But a defense-based champion, he can take the hits. He's not going to die easily. He's going to put out just as much damage as a lot of our attack-based champions, depending on how you build him, of course. It's just crazy. And then he's going to put up all this stuff. And usually because he has the lowest HP on the team, they will gun for you more often than anybody else. So if he's here with low HP but really high defense, and you don't have to do, like, I just put critical damage gloves on him because I wanted to see what kind of damage. Look at those. 50s, 54s, 50s, 49s. That's good damage. That's really good damage against these side minions. And then we're going to do just the same amount of damage on the boss. Of course, this run is going to take a little bit longer. I just wanted you to see what he could do with this team right here. This team comp that we have. The Drakes is amazing. You know that. If you need to get progression through the game, use her. But pair her with Ghrush, because he is no joke. We get that decreased attack, decreased critical damage. We've got a leech up right now on the boss. He's going to put up leech up on everybody else. Regions are already up. You see the regions going. I do have masteries to try to get a chance to extend those regenerations, any kind of buffs that he does, so we can heal for more, right? It's all about healing for more, and that's what he does. The DPS, defense-based champion that also heals our entire team and puts up some debuffs. Really good debuffs. Decreased attack is amazing. I kind of wish he did do decreased attack all the time on that A2, but I think then he would be really broken. He's already so damn good. So we'll go through this. Actually, maybe it's not a 5-minute run. Let's go. It looks like it's going to be 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes and 11 seconds. So if you are taking longer than 4 minutes and 11 seconds, my friends, then maybe you should bring in a Ghrush, the Silage Drakes, and Stag Knight, along with 2 other DPSers. Whatever you can bring in, because these 3 built right should not fall down. If the other ones fall down, you have the Drakes in here to revive them and put the ally protect, and you have Ghrush in here to keep everybody alive. So you should be fine. And then again, if he has the lowest HP, he's going to be attacked more often, which is good because he's got high defense, so he can take that hit. And then he's putting out damage. I love defense-based champions in this game. For progression, they are so good. Always good, because you can have really high defense, take less damage, put out more damage, and then keep healing for more. Ghrush the Mangler, of course, I've got Savage Gear on him to get that additional damage. Critical damage here, defense ring with defense substats, and accuracy. We've even got defense here, which is good. Defense percentage to even make it more. But we've got speed boots. So the only real defense we're getting is from the ring, from this one, 60%. Critical damage here. Now keep in mind, you can still do a massive amount of damage with defense-based gloves. If you go to somebody like Altan and you put defense-based or critical damage on the gloves, it just makes one skill over the other hit a little bit harder. But it's kind of comparable to each other. So you might hit a little bit less, but I'm telling you, it's not going to be a lot less, and he's going to be super tanky. So if I were you, I would go with defense percentage, speed boots, critical damage here, or defense, it's up to you, and then your accuracy aura. That's all you need to do. You don't even need to worry about all this other stuff. He is still going to hit hard. Believe me, he's going to hit hard, and he's going to be so tanky that they're going to gun after him. The enemy will go after him. instead of your fragile people, because he's going to have low HP and they're going to try to kill him. So right now we've got almost 4,000, 32k HP, almost 4,000 defense, 199 speed, which is perfectly fine for what we want to do. We don't even have him at 100% crit rate and 231 critical damage, because we don't have to have 100%. It's just when he does this AoE, if he does do a crit on any of the enemies out there, we'll get this additional 7.5% continuous heal on everybody, which is very good to have. So make sure you keep his crit rate up to a reasonable amount. Once I saw that I had 92%, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to mess around with gear and try to get it from other people. So I just gave him what we had there. I did put him in a pretty defensive based mastery, which you don't need to do. I've got him over here with Helm Smasher. There's no reason for you to actually have to run with Helm Smasher. I just wanted to do it for fun because I knew he would survive. If you want to come down here and get some kind of defensive stuff to counterattack, more chances to put up the leech or to counterattack and do damage, you can. Ways to get off debuffs. You know all the normal stuff we have out there for the Masteries. I did elect to go for extending the duration of any buffs he casts because I want to get more healing done from those regions. And then I gave him a 5% additional extra to apply the leech. It's already at a 75. I don't think you need to go to 80%. You could go to where you extend it. Either one of those will work out really well. Whichever one you want to go for will work. He will keep that leech debuff up. Maybe the extension would be really good for him. I think that's good. And I always love to have Evil Eye, and we got additional accuracy to apply those debuffs. Leech on the A1, and then we get a decreased attack and the decreased critical damage on the A2. Either or. Phenomenal champion. Do not underestimate this champion. This guy can get everything done for you in the game, and on the clan boss, he is a killer. Faction Wars, you already saw. I can't do it without him. I needed this guy. Very, very good. Please use him. Let us know your thoughts on Ghrush down below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all your time, and I will see you guys all on a video soon.